Good morning all. In this class today we'll discuss about Rayleigh's method. As we know, Rayleigh's method is one of the dimensional analysis method. The another one is Buckingham's pi theorem. Okay. So before proceeding further, I would like to discuss about the applications of Buckingham's pi theorem. So one of the application is to check the correctness of the equation. Whether the equation is correct or not, we can get it from Buckingham's pi theorem. Okay. That is nothing but homogeneity. If you check for homogeneity, we will come to know whether the equation is correct or no. Then another one, if you know the variables in the problem, then we can get the relation among the variables, or we can get the expression for the variables. Okay, let's suppose water is flowing in the pipe. So we know that in this case there are three variables. The discharge of the water is one variable, area of the pipe is another variable, then the velocity is the another variable. Okay, so in this case variable means if you change the diameter, area is going to change. Okay, if the diameter is changed, velocity will change. Okay, so here if I want to find out the expression for this case, then the expression is q is equal to a into v. So this can be obtained with the help of dimensional analysis. So this is second part. If you know the variables, then we can get the expression for the expression for the variables which are there in the problem. Then third one is to convert one unit system into another unit system. For example, if value of distance is given in inches, we can convert it in centimeters or meters. This is another application. Okay, so about Rayleigh's method. This method is used for determining the expression for a variable which depends on maximum 3 or 4 variables. So here it is only for 3 or 4 variables. If the number of independent variables becomes more than 4, it is only for independent variables. The number of independent variables becomes more than 4, then it is very difficult to find the expression for the dependent variable. Okay, so it is the limitation of this Rayleigh's method. You can solve it up to 4. If you go for the 5 independent variables, then it becomes very difficult. Okay, for understanding purpose, we'll take an example. Consider q is equal to a into v, where q is dependent variable, a and v are independent variables. So here we come to know if something is mentioned like water is flowing in the pipe, then we can say that q is a dependent variable which depends on area of the pipe as well as velocity. So those are independent variables. If area changes, then q will change. If velocity changes, then q will change. So this is how it changes. So the q is a dependent variable, a and v are independent variables. Okay, now we know that what are dependent and independent variables. So let x is a variable which depends on x1, x2 and x3 variables. Okay, then according to Rayleigh's method, so in this case x is a dependent variable and x1, x2, x3 are independent variables. X is a function of x1, x2 and x3. So we can write mathematically x is a function of, you can see this equation, x is a function of x1, x2, x3, or you can write it in the form of a equation x is equal to k into x1 raised to a, x2 raised to b, x3 raised to c, where k is the constant, a, b and c are arbitrarily powers. Okay, by comparing powers of fundamental dimensions on both sides of the equation, so both sides means LHS as well as RHS, the values of a, b and c are obtained. Thus the expression is obtained for dependent variable. Okay, so this can be understood by considering an example. Okay, let's take an example. Okay, the example is like this. The time period t of a pendulum depends upon length L of the pendulum and acceleration due to gravity g. In this case, derive an expression for the time period. So in this case we have to derive an expression for the time period. Okay, so here in the problem it is given that the time period of the pendulum depends on length of the pendulum and depends on g, gravity, acceleration due to gravity. So t is a dependent variable, L and g are independent variables. So if a problem is given, you need to identify first the dependent and independent variable, then we can write down the equation. So here it is written, you can see t is a dependent and L and g are independent variables. So the equation will be the first step. Equation is therefore t is equal to k L raised to a g raised to b. This is the first step after finding out the dependent and independent variables. So dependent variable is equal to constant k into independent variables. So L raised to a g raised to b. Here in this problem there are two variables, two independent variables. If the number of variables are more than 2, then another will come. Let's suppose it will be x raised to c, something like that. Then in the second step what we have to do, write SI units of variables. So here the variables are 3, t, L and g. T, it is time period, means second, unit is seconds, SI unit is seconds. Then length is meters, it is written here, length is meter, time is seconds. Then g is meter per second square, acceleration due to gravity, all of us know that it is meter per second square. Then the third step, these are general steps, this may change. So once you get comfortable with the problem, you can directly write down by skipping these steps. It is not necessary that you have to follow these steps. Okay, express SI units in MLT form. So once you know the units, SI unit, then you can write down in MLT form. Okay, so it is written t, the unit is s, so it is capital T. Okay, capital T indicates time. Then L, SI unit is length of the pendulum, L in SI unit is meter, which is in the MLT form it is written as L, capital L. Then g, acceleration due to gravity, unit is meter per second square, it is wrong here, it should be meter per second square. Okay, for that in the form of MLT it will be, for meter it will be L, for second square it will be t raised to minus 2. Okay, then substituting the variable units in the form of MLT in equation number 1. Okay, so if I substitute in equation number 1, we get in place of t, so if you refer to equation number 1, in place of t we will get t raised to 1, capital T raised to 1, k will be as it is. For L raised to a we will get L raised to a as it is. For g it is L t raised to minus 2 in the form of MLT, so we can write down L t raised to minus 2 raised to b. Now what we have to do, now it is the equation 1 is converted or written in the form of MLT. Now the important step is equating the powers of MLT on both the sides. First consider m, then consider L, then consider t. In this problem there is no m term, there is no mass term, so it will be you can leave it, or just for understanding purpose I have written here m, LHS, there is no term, 0 is equal to 0, no m terms in the problem. Next L, for L if you see on the LHS side there is no length term, only there is time terms, so L is equal to 0. On the RHS side is equal to, I have written here a plus b. Okay, if you see here why it is a plus b, if you check this expression, if you see here it is simplified, kl raised to a, lt raised to minus 2 raised to b. So L raised to a into L raised to b, it is in the form of a raised to m into a raised to n. So L raised to a into L raised to b will be equal to L raised to a plus b. So on the LHS side there is no term, it will be 0 is equal to a plus b. Okay, so we'll get 0 is equal to a plus b. Further we have t raised to 1, for time it will be t raised to 1 is equal to, if you see here, t raised to minus 2b, it comes from here, t raised to minus 2 raised to b, it will be t raised to minus 2b. So we will get 1 is equal to this, 1 is equal to minus 2b. 1 is equal to minus 2b. On simplifying, we'll get b is equal to minus half. So the value of b, if you substitute in this equation, we'll get a is equal to half. Okay, so you can simplify in your own way, whichever is easy. So this way we will get the values of a and b. Then substituting the values of a and b in this equation number 1, substituting the values of a and b in equation number 1, we will get the equation or the relation between the variables. So if you see here, the value is substituted, t is equal to k into L raised to a. In place of a value is written half, g raised to b value is minus half. Then if you simplify and write, it will be inside the square root L by g as g raised to minus half. So this is the expression. Further, we know that k is equal to 2 pi. It is obtained from the experiments. So in place of k, we can write down 2 pi. Time period t is equal to 2 pi square root of L by g. So this is the expression, or you can keep it like this also. Okay, so this is one of the example. So the second example, we will take it in the next class. Okay, thank you.